Hey, so today I've got a really special guest, Daniel, who is also making it as a stock music licensing musician. He's got a wonderful YouTube channel that talks all about music licensing. I'll put a link down to it below, so you should go check that out because he knows all sorts of things that I don't know. Um, so I don't want to step on his shoes anymore. Daniel, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, so hi Evan. It's a pleasure to finally be able to do this. The first attempt was a complete failure, and we actually ended up talking for a long time. Actually, it's a shame that we couldn't record that. But yes, I've been doing stock music for some time. I've been following your channel as well for a long time, even before I think I started my YouTube channel. And I started doing stock music back in 2014, but really got a little bit more serious 2015, 16. Well, I made my first sale a whole year after I
Wow.
joined in. So it was a whole year of doing nothing, just uploading, getting rejected, and I was just with one library.
And which
It
one
was
was
with
that?
it was with Audio Jungle, and
Okay.
I just had an exclusive account with them, and I was just uploading there, and I had just very little songs, but I didn't made any sales. So I wasn't making sales, and I was getting a lot of rejections, and eventually I broke through and managed to make one sale, and slowly add up to more sales. And at the time, I was completely unemployed, so any sale that I made, it was a victory, and it was a
Hmm.
win for me, and eventually I managed to get it to a full paycheck. So
Wow.
the hard thing for me was to actually keep it there, and
Right.
so I always encourage people, like the same thing that you do obviously on your channel. You encourage people to actually make music, keep uploading, and just keep that's the name of the game. Just
Right.
not really give up on. It's called stock music for a reason. You have to like always keep putting things on shelves so you can have
Yes.
so they can
That
be
that's
there.
that's brilliant there. That's if you guys
Mhm.
take anything from this interview, the that's what it's really all about. How did you stay motivated for that first year when you were just putting songs up there and I mean, did you ever think maybe this isn't the right choice for me or am I wasting my time?
Yes, I think that the main thing was that because I was completely unemployed and I was doing the reasons why I was doing this, it was first of all because I already had a certain knowledge of music, and I have the studio gear, I have my guitars, I'm a guitar player, and I kind of knew about composition. Well, I knew about it, but I didn't really knew what a corporate track was or what stock music was,
Right.
and how this whole business worked. So I stayed motivated because I saw that other people were having success, as you do when you try to embark on something new. You try to see what's out there, and I said, okay, I can do this. And it was just it became a little bit of an obsession. And I said, okay, if I can make $50, or if I can make reach the minimum, the threshold to get a payout, fifty
Right.
dollars, which is maybe I can make 100, and maybe I can make 200. But in that whole year, it was more of I guess it was a little bit of an artistic thing as well. It's like, okay, if I cannot make it, if I cannot break through, then I will have to like stop music altogether. It's like that serious, because I,
Wow.
I I quit I quit on everything at that point. I wasn't doing. At times I've been giving guitar lessons and teaching people how to play the guitar. I was doing like a side project with a singer songwriter, and I will get a little bit of money here and there, but it wasn't something that I will consider something that I can do as a full time thing.
Right.
So I stay motivated by just just try to think that it is possible. I think it's all mental, really.
Right.
It is all mental because we're artists and we're composers and musicians. Sometimes it's like, okay, there is a time to quit, of course, but I want to push that as far away as possible and try
Right.
as many things as possible, and you know,
Now,
so yeah.
your skill level when you first started, like you were saying, you're a good guitar player. but when it came to recording and writing songs for like stock music, you didn't know what you were doing, basically, right?
I had no idea. No,
And how did you figure that out? Just did you make mistakes or did you?
yes, just trial and error. I mean, the first song I uploaded, well, the first thing when I joined the first library, which was Audio Jungle, I was just obsessed in tunnel vision. I said, okay, I'm
Yep.
here. I don't need to join other libraries. That was a major mistake. Now I realize that. And I uploaded my first track and it got accepted. And I said, fantastic. You know, I have my first track and it's still in my portfolio. And you know, I heard it and I'm saying, okay, it's good enough. At this point, it never occurred in my head. I'm just so happy to be part of a marketplace, even though the main goal is to sell.
Right.
But in my head is I wasn't expecting a sale in my head. Just like I just so happy to be here and a very naive and I don't know, like a little child, like oh, I got accepted somewhere, and you know. But the main goal is to sell, you know.
Right.
So nowadays, I expect to sell. When I upload the motive behind it is I want to sell. So, but back then, what I did is when I uploaded my second track, I got accepted. Still no sales.
Wow.
By the third one, I felt a little bit more creative, and I said I'm just gonna put a little guitar lick over here and a little bell over there. And of course, it was not a good idea. Got rejected, and that first rejection it really hit me in my ego, my artistic. And then obviously I got terrified, and I start composing more, of course. And the more I compose with that mentality or that fear, the more rejections I will get, you know. And the songs became even worse, and I'm like, what's going on? It's like holding on to dear life, you know, like you know those people that live like I'm gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna do everything right, I'm gonna. Actually, life is too scary, so I'm just gonna stay here in a corner. So hopefully I can live until I'm 100, and then you know the wall might come down on you anyways, you know.
Yes.
So it was that mentality of so much fear, and I got rejection after rejection. It took me at least like a half a year before I got my next track accepted.
Wow.
But in the process, I started learning different, what's corporate music. That for me was very fascinating. What is that, you know? And when I will hear it, I will think, well, was that so easy? How come I cannot make it work?
Yeah.
You know? And I hear it, and I'm like, okay, but why my music doesn't sound the same? So it's trial and error, and just keep uploading more rejections. I mean, I was terrified of opening my emails, you know?
Yeah, because it takes. I mean, with Audio Jungle, it takes a week or two for them to review it, and it takes a long time to upload your songs in addition to preparing them.
So, yes. It's a very tedious, and it's a very complicated upload process. Yes. Back then, I thought that all libraries were like that. But when I left Audio Jungle to embark in uploading different libraries, I realized how much easier it is. And I'm like, you know, yeah.
So now pivoting towards, you know, right now or your current, you know, recently, how many libraries would you say you've got tracks in these days?
I will say there are about 10, probably a little bit more.
Oh, wow.
Out of those, probably 3 or 4 are really active, or at least I try to feed them as much as possible. Since then, I have changed my Audio Jungle account non-exclusive, so I have built enough tracks there to actually take them out, and it has helped me put them somewhere else for sure, for good use, and I have seen some success with other libraries. Today, Audio Jungle is not the main. It's not my main account in the sense that it doesn't give me the most money. And my second video, actually, I believe on my YouTube is a video that I made that is called "Making a Living by Selling Stock Music with Audio Jungle." And still people see that video and it's a horrible video. It's out of focus. It's black and white. The sound is horrible. But at the time, I was making all my paycheck with Audio Jungle now, and I was really happy to be able to provide as well, you know, as a husband, as a father, and from being unemployed in a foreign country. And my dream was always to work online. So when I started making money with my music and stock music, I felt like, okay, I need to share this.
Yes.
and that ended up in that horrible video that still gets a lot of views. People still think I have to make a new video saying that okay, I'm making a living with stock music, but it's not just Audio Jungle.
Right.
You know, it's more than that. Yeah, for sure.
And what do you think it did for your, maybe not your ego, but just for your self confidence and your sense of self to go from, getting rejections to actually be, like you said, being able to provide? And um, what did that feel like?
Well, the rejections were really, really, like I said, I think it hurts a lot for us as artists.
Yeah.
We musicians or any artist, you even if you're a writer, if you write a book and you get rejection and you don't get published, or it's such a personal thing for us that we get so vulnerable, that even today, in today, I don't feel so afraid because I think you build like a thick skin for it, like slowly.
Yeah.
Even quite recently, I just joined libraries as well, out of the blue. I want to join and send them my music, and they say thank you very much, but you're not a good fit. And I'm like, okay, well, I just delete the email and move on. And
do you think part of
and
that? Sorry, go ahead.
no, it's just we get really emotional.
Yeah.
We just get really we just get all those insecurities that we have as artists. We just go back inwards and say, but why? And it's a bad place to be for sure.
Do you think just having more songs that have done well gives you like some confidence that, hey, I actually do know what I'm doing? Maybe you're not a good fit, but I've got something that's a good fit for somebody.
I think that with libraries it's different. I think, for example, with Audio Jungle, there's a particular type of song that they're looking for, and I know composers who are doing fantastic music on TV, and that licensing world is not so much stock, but it's more like backend royalties and getting placements with other libraries. And they have gotten rejection by Audio Jungle completely. And I have had this conversation. I said, like, well, your music is way too good. It's not stock music that what they're looking for. So.
Right.
That being said, I think that happens across the board in different libraries. Okay, where do I fit in Audio Jungle? I don't know. I try to sound as how can I say this without offending anybody? As cheesy as can possibly sound. Okay,
in the box.
In the box, and I think I can manage to squeeze in there somehow, and I want to sound like that. I think I can get away with it nowadays. But I still venture to other side. I mean, like I said, my mistake was to just be so tunnel vision with one library. In my case, it was Audio Jungle, and the only thing with them, in my experience, is that the composers or the artists are so focused on so many other things apart than actually making the sale. And by that I mean that we're so focused on actually being part of the library. We're focused on the avatar, on the banner. We're so focused on the actual the little awards that we get. You've been here for 5 years, or you participate in this. This is a fantastic idea. Okay, don't get me wrong, but because I've been there, I focus so much and I spend so much time on my avatar, on the little thumbnail of the thing, and that's not making any sales, man. What makes sales is actually composing music and uploading it, and then you have to let it go.
Yeah,
really. That's why I love when I join another library that doesn't have an avatar or a thumbnail or something. I love it. It's all about the music. I just upload the music. It's a waveform or whatever. It says my name or my artistic name. And it's all about the music and the sale. It's not about what picture do I have in my portfolio or how many years I've been there or how many sales I make,
Right. So what tips would you give somebody if they were looking to figure out, well, if somebody's starting out, I guess, would you say they focus on just one library, or they try and go for many libraries for the first, let's say, 6 months or a year?
I say if somebody's starting off today, I will say to make a list of the big libraries. I don't know, maybe Yes, Audio Jungle is part of it, maybe, okay, but don't be so completely obsessed with that. I will say like even something like Pawn 5, okay, Lockstock, production tracks. Yes, I am involved in these libraries, and that's why I'm talking about them.
Right.
And I get sales from them.
And you can find out more about this on his channel, by the way. So go there for more
Yes.
detail.
I mean, Melody Loops is a library where I'm very active as well, and saw a lot of success. They're very small licenses. Okay, we're talking about $4, sometimes $8, sometimes as little as $2.
Wow.
But when they are, but they are consistent, you know. And when you add them up, I have done a video about it, or I show a little bit of the not, I wouldn't call it income report, but you see the different licenses, and you know, that's in just one account. So I will say for somebody to just upload to different ones for sure. And yes, non-exclusive, because you just compose one music track and just upload one here, one there, and get familiarized with the uploading process of each library for sure.
That makes sense. And when it comes to writing songs for stock, you know, I like you said, you were saying earlier that maybe some composers were too good to be on Audio Jungle. What sort of things do you think you need to do to make your music more appropriate for stock?
I think this will be, it's so personal, or so every case is so unique.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's
what not to do for stock. Then maybe the opposite way of framing it. Are there some things you should avoid when you compose a song for stock, as opposed to if you were just doing it for yourself?
Well, try to write it in a genre or a style that you are comfortable with. Okay. I'll tell you my mistake. My mistake is I was trying to copy a lot of what other people were doing. Okay. And even though I was trying to learn how to do corporate music, because yes, I wanted to sell that particular style of music, I wasn't necessarily using my skills and my best abilities as a guitar player. I was trying to go for that sound, you know, and how come it doesn't sound the same? And I was trying to listen too much to what other composers were doing, and try to copy that, you know. So I think it's a fine line between listening, learning, and try to copy somebody else, but ignoring your abilities, you know, and know what you're good at. Okay.
Right. Go ahead.
No. Tell me.
Where do you see yourself going from here? What would your, you know, if you were to look 2 or 3 years from now, what would you like to be doing with your music?
I will still be doing stock music. I'm doing less stock music now because of family responsibilities, and I have a new baby, and my daughter Melina now is 1 year old, and because I work from home, even doing this interview right now, it's just you have no idea. Okay, it's just okay. Over here in Greece, it's like almost it's 4:30 or something, and I have this window of opportunity to do this. But I'm doing stock music almost like as a side thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is something new to me because I'm not composing so much music, but I have a lot of music still in Audio Jungle. Right. And I'm taking out all that music and I'm putting it on Pawn 5. And I'm curating those tracks as well. And I have so much stuff, you know, that I can upload. Right. That has kept me going and always keep myself fresh. In the sense that fresh, I mean that I have like music that is good enough for me to take it and put it elsewhere. But in the next 3-4 years, I will probably still be doing stock music for sure, because I realize that it's like a snowball effect. Even when sales are down, it's still there, you know, it's still coming something. And if I feed it as much as possible with whatever else I'm doing, right, it's definitely a side income for me. It is in a way a passive kind of income, but I know that I can do much better, and I want to take it to the point that is, listen, I have, in Pawn 5, I have like 700 songs, okay? And this is with edits. Yeah. But that's with edits. Yeah. In Audio Jungle, because you cannot sell those edits individually, that comes back to like 500 or something like that. So I want to get, in terms of, I want to get to like, I don't know, 1,000, maybe 2,000 tracks online across across all platforms. So I'm thinking in terms of volume of songs more than anything else, you know. So when I
Right.
see the numbers, okay, how many I have in Audio Jungle? 500 and something, and Pond 5 is like 700. I'm thinking, okay, I need to get to 2,000
Right.
as a minimum that I can say, okay, I have enough material, but across all platforms, and see how that translates. See how much I can take the foot off the gas without me, without the account suffering that much, you
Right.
know.
That's always the question. Um,
Mm,
and the other thing though is I think you had said in one of your videos that you haven't yet seen any back end royalties, performance royalties, but I would imagine with the amount of volume that you've been licensing that they are floating around out there. And
mm.
at some point, when you get that first check, you're going to be like so inspired that you're going to probably hire a
Yes, yes.
babysitter and go back to like composing full time.
Yes, listen, I will always try to compose. I will always, I'm a composer like you know, I just love to make music. I love to just open my computer and start making music, a fresh new track. That's what we love to do, you know? That will never stop,
Yeah.
for sure. And yes, all my money is from sales from royalty free sites. I don't get anything back end, no royalty, no performance royalty yet. And yes, I'm looking forward to do that, to join that,
Right.
to start maybe submitting to higher end libraries for sure. That's just a natural progression.
Hmm.
I mean, when I saw that you got your royalties from BMI, I believe, if I'm
Yeah.
correct, from a TV show or something, even that's an inspiration because I saw that you did it. You know, I said like, okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing, man. Because I know that you're on Pond 5,
Just
and
up.
you know,
Yeah.
for you, that's that's an inspiration. You know what I mean? And that's what's important. And that's as well one of the reasons why I believe that we have the YouTube channels as well. Is
Exactly.
to, when I get these questions that like, oh yeah, you're doing a YouTube channel about stock music, you're creating more competition. I'm like, well, you know, I don't think so. You know, I think there's enough for everybody.
Yeah, I
There, the
agree.
internet is so vast, and there's so many people that are doing videos, or they're doing stuff. Yes, there's a lot of musicians, but hey, there's a lot of YouTubers as well. There's a lot of lawyers. There's a
Yep.
lot of doctors. Nobody says don't go study medicine, you know, because where are you going to find a job? So I think that we have to like snap out of that limited mindset, and believe that it's only so much for us, you know. And it's what I tell everybody that wants to join a library, and they say, "Oh, my tracks got rejected again and again in Audio Jungle." And I say, "Listen, there's
My tracks
more to
always get
stock
rejected
music.
on Audio
There's
Jungle.
more. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, there's more to stock music than Audio Jungle. Okay, there's more than that. You're a composer, so you have to stand alone as a composer, as a musician, and it's your job to put those music in different There's so many libraries, man, that you don't know which ones. I don't believe anymore, and it's just one. I mean, I love Pond 5, okay, and I
Yeah.
really want to keep that account active, okay? Because I really like, I get sales, and but then I get sales from other libraries as well. And I know that I cannot fall in love with just
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That's a horrible mistake.
Definitely. And I've definitely been overcommitted to Pond 5, and I've been exploring some other sites, but I don't have enough information yet that I want to share it, with people, because I don't want people going and spending hours
Mm.
uploading to a site that really isn't that useful yet. So I only tried to talk about things that I have enough experience to either say it's good or it's bad. Um,
Yes, of course.
now, but that's why I wanted to have you here, because you have experience on a lot more sites, and I think that's been really helpful to people. Do you have any other things you want to share before we wrap up?
Well, but, not really. Listen, I think that I don't know about you, but I get a lot of new composers, a lot of people that want to do this on the side. They're looking to make some sales. They want to join libraries. They seem to follow your channel. They seem to follow my channel as well.
Yep.
They seem to follow as well Jesse as well,
Yep.
which I've been following him as well for a long time. And there's other channels as well that they talk a lot about of music licensing as a way of not only earning money but as a full-time job as well. I think that the best thing to do is to, or what I want to spread the message in conjunction with what you're doing and what Jesse's doing is
Yeah.
that it is possible to make money, man. I mean, I think it's just a mindset thing that is like, oh yeah, but it's not enough money. Well, of course it's not enough money because you just started, you know,
Yeah.
and and it's not enough money because maybe when I made like 50 quid, when I made $50, I was like this. That's it. You know, I could stop right now, and that meant the world to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so that excitement is what kept me going, and I don't know if a lot of people have that same excitement. Okay, I mean, my YouTube channel is very small. Okay, I just, in terms of views, I just got my first paycheck from Google. And it's nothing. I just break the threshold, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got paid by Google."
You
Okay,
didn't even start putting ads on though for at first, right? You didn't have them for like the first year or something.
I didn't qualify. I think when I started,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
in the beginning it was like, okay, you can monetize, and then they took it down, and then
Yeah.
again, and then I went through that process like
I
twice. I
started
said like,
right
I don't
before
care.
all of that.
Yeah, like I don't care. I'm just gonna do videos and whatever. And but my point is that excitement, that's what's exciting. Okay, now when I see my sales, I'm more preoccupied with like keeping it up.
Yep.
You know, like every month it's like, okay, I need to eat from this. And I'm like, okay, is it enough? Okay, I'm making sales. I'm happy, but that feeling at the beginning of like, oh my god,
right.
You know, I just made my first sale, or I just managed to break that threshold of 50 quid. Should I withdraw the money now? Should I wait a little bit more? But then again, for everybody, it's different. You know, my story, I started from nothing in the sense that I come from an unemployment kind of like mentality. So for me, I didn't have a choice to really make this my full-time job. And now it has become this, you know, and I want to keep it up. And working for myself as well has been another level of, I will call it a little bit of stress, but at the same time, it's very fulfilling as well to know that you can provide for yourself. And I wanna spread the
Rely
word.
on yourself.
Yes, and I wanna do that as well. Try to help others that wanna do it on the side, because I completely understand. You know, if I had a day job today, I will probably do it as well on the side. And like I said in one of my latest videos, I'm doing it on the side. So I'm like, I have become that. Okay, even though I don't have a job outside of my home, I still make all my money with stock music, but I'm doing, the hours are not there, man. And I'm like, sometimes I'm freaking out. I'm uploading, I have the music to upload, but I'm not like as active, and that creates a level of you know, should I be doing more? You know, and now I'm doing YouTube channels. I have a website and all of these other things, and connecting with other people. So, anyways, I'm going here on talking a little bit way.
No, I think you've done.
This is what my wife says, that I'm doing my monologue. You're going off on your monologue.
Well, I've really enjoyed this chat. It's always great talking to you, Daniel. Everybody go check out his channel. Like I said, there's a link down below. Say hi to him.